What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little different. So as you could probably tell from the thumbnail and the title, we're going to be talking about the current state of the game right now. As you guys know, there was a recent update and it's really changed quite a lot in the game, and I guess you could say it wasn't necessarily changed in a good way. So I've gotten a lot of comments recently from you guys, my subscribers. I can put a couple of them on the screen right now. Probably throughout this video, I'm going to be showing you guys some images that I'll put on the, screen to, show kind of what I'm talking about to help you guys understand it a little better. But basically, a lot of people have been leaving the game, really have not been enjoying the meta. The views have been down quite a lot for a majority of the YouTubers inside of Clash Royale, and a big part of it is the update. Now, obviously, this game has been out for 7 years now, almost 7 years, so of course it's going to lose some popularity slowly. That's expected, but it really feels like recently it's been at a very rapid rate, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the reasons why I think the update was not a success, what they could potentially change, and what I would maybe like to see in the future. And there is a lot of things they can fix. I think some of them could be fixed pretty quickly as well, that you'll see when I get into them. So this video was inspired actually by Clash with Ash, CWA, and also Morton, and then probably a couple other YouTubers that I can't think of have made videos on this topic recently, and I decided I wanted to do this myself so you guys could hear my opinion and I could give my thoughts regarding the recent update and the state of the game. So I'm going to play some TV Royale matches in the background as I'm talking, but before we do that, I want to address one thing first of all and just show it straight up in the game right here. One of the things that I think was one of the worst parts about this update is this right here, Trophy Road. I don't know about you guys, I really do not like it. And I'm going to be very honest this video. I'm not going to be negative throughout the whole video, but the things I don't like about this update, and I've heard from you guys in the comments and other pros talk about, I'm going to be completely honest about them not being good. I'm not going to hide that. I do not think Trophy Road was a good feature in this update, and there's one big reason why. When you play, you reach 7,500, and once you reach 7,500, you're unable to drop below 7,500. You can't go above 7,500. And what happens is I'll pull up my friends list right now. What do you see? Tons of people at 7,500. Even when the season changes, they stay there. It doesn't matter. And then there's some people offline. I'll just show here. Look at how many people on my friends list are at 7,500. So once you get there, what's the point of playing ladder? You don't win any, you don't lose any, and soon it's going to get to the point where a lot of pretty bad players are going to be able to reach 7,500 because of how many good players already got there, so they don't have to worry about facing them because it doesn't reset. And for me, I haven't even been motivated to play Trophy Road at all. You can see I'm at 6,600. What's the point even? Because if I play it and get to 7,500, I just stay there. So what's even the point of doing that? And I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. And ladder became more complicated because of this Trophy Road. You have to switch between the two. That's basic, but I feel like some casuals still don't understand how the system works, even though the update has been out for a couple weeks. And another reason why it's bad is look at the clan leaderboard. It's soon going to be kind of like not even competitive at all because everyone's just going to be at 7,500. I mean, if you look at the top clan here, it's based off of this. The people who reach 7,500, it's not based off of the Path of Legends, the point system here that's actually ranked. So I definitely think they need to change that, because as of now, clans can't compete to be the top clans. It's not based off of the ranked mode. It's just based off of the Trophy Road that eventually everyone's going to be able to get 7,500. Next thing I want to talk about before we get into the TV Royale games, where I'll, talk in depth about a couple specific subjects. I wanted to get this out of the way at the start before we get into the main thing of the video I was going to talk about. So the next thing is going to be the Path of Legends, which you can see right here. So the reason why I'm not saying this is horrible, but to me, it just seems like a slightly more complicated system of how ladder already was, because Path of Legends is the same thing as how ladder used to be. It's just a rank system. But the main reason why I think this is kind of bad is because if we scroll down here and we see these like steps that don't break, you're able to essentially make it to Ultimate Champion with only like a 30% win rate. There's even been cases of people making it with like a 20% win rate, and who knows how low we could get to. Maybe even like 15% is possible. And the reason for this is there's golden steps. In every single league, there's golden steps, so it's impossible for you to drop out of the league. And now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. You guys might say, well, isn't that a good thing because now players can reach Ultimate Champion, which many have wanted to in the past? Well, it might be a good thing, but it's not as much of an achievement. And I see a lot of people say this. People who reached Ultimate Champion who never were able to in the past are saying, I don't feel too proud of myself, and no one can accurately assess how good reaching Ultimate Champion is now because of the current system. You can't compare it to the old one because of how different it is. So it's kind of made it very complicated, and players don't know anymore whether they can be proud of themselves for how far they pushed. I've gotten some comments asking me, I reached Ultimate Champion, how good is this? And truthfully, I don't even know how good it is. I don't know what it's equivalent to. Reaching Ultimate Champion in this new league, I don't know what it's like. I couldn't tell you if it's like reaching 6,000 in the old trophy system, because I really just don't know because of how different it is, and we don't know enough information yet. Now let's go ahead and open up just a TV Royale game as I'm talking in the background, because now what I want to talk about specifically is the meta. And I can tell you guys right now, and the comments I showed on the screen, I'll show them again. I think I showed them at the beginning. I'm going to show them on the screen again. And there was also this Reddit post that CWA actually posted on Twitter, where basically people on Reddit were kind of like making fun of the Clash Royale YouTubers, and I was actually one of them who said, I thought this update was going to be very good, going to be good for the majority of the community, just bad for the top players. And my reasoning was because champions now people can play, and they don't have to be level 14. But it turns out there's no point in being able to play champions because of how broken the Phoenix and the Monk are. So if you don't have those leveled up, even if you have the other champions, it doesn't really do you any good. So even all the casuals right now are pretty frustrated with the state of the game. And I know, it probably doesn't cost too much money to, max the new cards because of books, and if you just buy Patch Royale, it gets you a lot of value. But you guys have to understand, or I understand, I'll say right now, I understand not everyone can spend money in this game. And I'm saying this as someone, when I first started playing this game, I was only 12, 13 years old, and I couldn't really spend money on this game. I mean, on the rare occasion, if it was a holiday or I earned money doing chores, but my parents didn't just let me spend money whenever I wanted on the game, and I feel like a lot of you guys are in that same situation. There's probably some kids, watching with, like, stricter parents, or they just can't afford to spend money on this game, and they can't really do anything. Because, let's face it right now, the meta, if you don't have Monk or Phoenix, you pretty much have absolutely no chance of getting a very good finish on ladder, assuming you aren't incredible at the game. There's some exceptions. There's some very talented players who, are like one tricks with a specific deck that don't have Monk and Phoenix, and okay, maybe they can get top 100, but I'm talking about you guys specifically watching the video who have been wanting to see other content on Monk and Phoenix. It's pretty much near impossible for me to record top ladder videos or even Grand Challenge videos where I'm going to 12 wins because of how broken these two cards are. Now, of course, we've had broken situations in the past, right, where one card is very broken, but the reason why this is very bad, and I feel like people are getting very frustrated, is it's two cards. Two cards. It's different than one card being broken. In the past, when we've seen one card being incredibly broken, players can work their way around it. I mean, it's not a huge issue. You just have to learn how to counter it, and, there will be times you lose to it because of one broken card, but when you have two, that's different. Monk and Phoenix are both equally just as broken as the other, and it's very difficult to outplay two broken cards. I mean, one broken card is different, so this is the first time in Clash Royale where we've seen a situation where two cards are so much better than every other card in the game, and I think that's why a lot of people are getting frustrated. I think another reason people are getting frustrated is due to the lack of emergency nerfs. I mean, okay, of course we got the small Phoenix nerfs, but the Phoenix just got nerfed, right? A very small nerf. The egg dies to Bar Barrel and Log, but like not nearly enough. Clearly, we can tell after that nerf came in. And then the Monk didn't even get touched at all. So they're taking a very long time to nerf these cards, and that's how, that's just from what, I've noticed it just seems like it's a very long time, and I almost feel like it's getting to the point where they should just give both of them a very big nerf, and then they can just buff them again if they need to in the future. That's actually what Morton said. As I said, I watched Morton's and CWA's video on the state of the game because I was interested to hear what they had to say, and then I wanted to make my own video too. And I completely agree with that there. I don't really understand why they're nerfing the cards so just small, like such a small nerf. I get that they do want to earn a lot of money from the new cards. I mean, that's obvious. I think that's smart, actually, that they should be strong. And I think some of you guys agree with me when I say it's better for the card to be on the stronger end than the weaker side when it comes out. But when it completely puts players at a disadvantage just due to not having the cards maxed, that's super frustrating, and it's no surprise that people are leaving the game right now. So that's kind of, a big, I guess that's kind of the main thing I wanted to say, the main points I wanted to get across. I don't like how Trophy Road is right now. I would like there to be more of an incentive to play it, maybe potentially increasing the cap that's at 7,500. It should maybe be a lot more than that. I think the ranked mode, I don't like it how it's kind of like anyone can reach Ultimate Champion, and I don't know. I think those are the main two things regarding that. And then the new cards, I think, is something that could be fixed very quickly. We could easily have this meta be a lot better simply with the Monk and the Phoenix being weaker. So that's a quick fix. I know the ladder stuff, that's something that might take a little longer. And I would say the last thing I want to add to this is, I think, also the other thing with the update is it didn't really at all change the way we played the game, if that makes sense. I mean, the game is still played the same way, and I think the reason why a lot of people were hyped about the update is they thought that ladder was going to be kind of different because of the new systems, but in reality, it didn't really end up being a new system. It just ended up being kind of the same system, just with more steps, as I already stated. With the ranked ladder, there's, leagues in the middle, there's golden steps that don't break, and that, which, is kind of cool, but it just makes it sort of, I don't know, less competitive, and it's hard for people, I think, to understand. Maybe with time people will understand it, but as of now, I think a lot of people really do not like it. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, just because it's pretty clear the game is in a pretty bad spot right now. So what I'd personally like to see is the two cards get a pretty big nerf, and after that happens, we can evaluate the situation. But yeah, I also think one other thing was I know a lot of people were upset with the profiles being changed. I personally was a little bit too, but I'll admit I've kind of gotten used to that, and I will give credit where it's due. I think the banners are really cool. I do like that customization feature. And yeah, the last thing I guess I'll end with is, yeah, I just wanted to give my, honest opinion. I was clearly wrong. I thought that the update was gonna be, I was looking forward to it. To be fair though, I didn't think it was going to, I didn't say it was gonna be amazing, but I was looking forward to it, and I thought it was going to be pretty good. But just with how the game's doing right now, it pains me to see so many people quit, and I just hope that, we see some improvements, but I hope pretty soon, or like immediate nerfs to the new cards, just so players can feel more comfortable, running what they normally do inside of the game without having a massive disadvantage, and so content creators like me can make videos on decks that don't have the cards in them every single time, just so we can compete at the top of ladder. So that's basically it for the video. I don't want to, ramble too much. I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, and I didn't want this to go too long. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video to show that I understand you guys. I completely understand the frustration. I'll tell you guys right now, I myself, I don't know if I would play the game if I didn't have these two cards maxed, because it would just be so frustrating if every single time I'm playing like a ladder match, I'm losing to someone who has these two cards maxed, on top of them like BMing and whatever, like it would really piss me off. So you guys commenting that, like quitting the game, I just wanted to make it very clear. I understand you guys fully, and I'm glad I'm glad I'm in the situation where I have them maxed, because it's like it clearly in this type of situation helps out, but it's not a good thing because that's unfair for people who don't, and in a strategic game like this, it should be equal. So that is going to be it for the video. I hope I wasn't like too negative. I think I was just very honest and fair. I've just said kind of like how I've seen things, and I've considered the input that I've gotten comments on. I've considered stuff some pros have said, and even some pros have been quitting the game right now and are not going to come back until these cards are weaker. So hope to see some more emergency nerfs, especially the monk, because nothing got changed about the monk. It was just the phoenix. And yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed something different. Let me know if you want more videos like this again, where I'm just kind of like talking to you guys about the game. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.